We in the north have lived with our Yoruba brothers and Igbo brothers for generations. If you go to cities in the north, like Kaduna, Zaria, Funtua, Gusau, Kauran Namoda, Nguru, Gombe, and Jos, you will find Yorubas that have lived there generations, that have been assimilated, that you don't even know who is who. Long, up over 100 years. These cities used to be railway junctions. We have lived peacefully. And there is no market, there is no village in this country. You will not go and see a Yoruba man or an Igbo man. There are more Yorubas living in the north than the hundreds of ethnic groups in the north living in the southwest. There are more Igbos living in the north peacefully than there are any of the 100 ethnic groups in the north living in the southeast. So we need to be very, very, very careful. This is not the first time you have conflict between ethnic groups. But when elders and when adults do not stand up and speak up, things get out of hand. The issue is there is failure of leadership everywhere. Banditry is a failure of leadership in the Fulani community. Boko Haram is a failure of leadership in the Kanuri community. So also the Niger Delta. And we saw that during NSAS. There was no leadership. That was why you call them hoodlums. They were nothing but insurrectionists. That there were no adults to call them to order. In the southeast too. We see IPOP, Nnamdi Kanu calling the shots. A failure of leadership. It is time for our leadership everywhere, and not government. Every one of us, you, I, everybody, we are leaders in our communities. We need to stand up and take the reign of leadership of our communities from these thugs. Because essentially that is what they are. I was here and I spoke at great length about the consequence of ANSAS and how we were this close to this country imploding. And now we're into this. I'm the greatest critic of this government when it comes to insecurity, especially of banditry to my people. We've seen that. It's the time for adult voices to be heard. What we are doing locally in our community, without government knowing, without anybody asking us to do, all of us, is reaching out to our traditional rulers, reaching out to our clerics, all across the north. And that is why you see Sheikh Ahmed Gumi going into the Rugas and meeting Fulanis in their Rugas, in the forest, and talking to them. And that is why you see Reverend Yakubu Pam intervening in the southern Kaduna crisis. This is leadership. No government asked them to do that. There are irresponsible politicians that are fueling all of this. And they need to be very, 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 very careful. I'll give you an example. In June 2017, when the youth in the north gave an eviction order to Igbos to vacate the north by October 1st, 2017, the president was out of the country in the hospital. The first person that spoke was the Sultan of Sokoto. And the Emir of Katsina, where I come from, was on the front page of Daily Trust, condemning these kids. And Northern Elders Forum called them. And all our traditional rulers called Igbo leaders to douse the tension. The government has not done what it needs to do in terms of security. I have severally on these occasions, and I have written that we need to have forest rangers. If we had forest rangers, they would be guarding our forests all over the country. And the governor of Ondo will not ask herders that are there legally to vacate. We need forest rangers. Our forests all over the country are ungoverned. And I have said, no nation will call itself secure if it does not have control of its airspace, of its highways, of its forests, and of its waterways. We see we do not have control of our highways. That's why we cannot go safely from Kaduna to Abuja. We don't have control of our forests. That's why we have bandits. This is where they do their nefarious activities, where they take people to. We don't have control of our waterways. That's why we had problems in the Niger Delta. And it's not about reconfiguring, restructuring, retweaking, whatever the security. No. Community elders and leaders need to be involved in all of this.
Okay.
Abuja plan will never work, has never worked. We need to sit down, security agents, the government need to involve community elders, our religious leaders, our traditional rulers, our elders, to snuff out these kids. They're essentially kids. Born in 1972, he is the one causing trouble in the Southwest. He is the Nnamdi Kanu of the Southwest, calling for ethnic cleansing. It's not acceptable. We need to be very careful because we do not know where trouble will go. Nobody in this country has anything to gain by trouble. We have a lot to gain by living in peace as we have lived over the last 60 years and many more to come. Restructuring, rotation, whatever has to be done in a very civil way. Nobody gets to presidency through threats, through violence, through insults. We sit down and talk. And ethnic cleansing is a no-no. Every Nigerian has a right to live everywhere, but live peacefully and legally. I will tell you what happens I have a friend who has his cattle in Ghana. You don't hear cattle rustling in Ghana. Why? Because the Fulani herders in the forest are all biometrically identified. You see a Fulani man there, a herder with thousands of heads of cattle. And they are licensed to carry arms. You don't hear rustling. So, we need to, who are the leaders of the Fulani? The Mieti Allah are the leaders of the Fulani herdsmen. But every traditional ruler in the north, in north, from Sokoto to Ilorin to Katsina to Zaria to Yola, they are all Fulanis. And they have been talking and engaging with these people. The government needs to come in and engage with these people and traditional rulers and religious leaders. This is a threat that is existential to the survival of this country. Nobody has a magic bullet. Nobody. We cannot just sit down, fold our arms and say government has failed and we accept things as is. The failure is the government's, the failure is ours. Because we will be asked by those that come after us, what did you do when these things happen? And you will answer that you were here talking to people, trying to find solutions. Security is the responsibility of every Nigerian. Banditry and insurgency in this country, and cultism and armed robbery, they are existential threat to our country. I have appeared severally. I am Fulani back and front. I come from Katsina. It's time for a dialogue to find out how do we handle this solution. Soldiers, the military is everywhere. There is no military in this world that can do what ours is doing. They are pulled here, they are pulled there, they are pulled everywhere. They are performing police function. This is not the function of the military. Because the military is not the one that created banditry. They are not the ones that created Boko Haram. They are not the ones that created cultism. Essentially, the bedrock of all of these crimes, I said it, corruption and bad governance is politics. So when politicians mess up, the military is called in to clean up their mess. Okay. How many politicians, how many ministers, how many senators, how many can go home and spend the weekend?
No matter the amount of dialogue, no matter the amount of going to take on our communities and talking to them. They are helpless in this situation because they have not attacked anybody. Whether you are the most peaceful community, I can count so many communities that were attacked. They have never had any quarrel with any local Fulani. The communities that were attacked in local government, they were just taken aback. They have never had any problem with the local Fulanis. 22 communities were attacked in Jamal local government after the Ninte attacked 22 communities. And what is very, very crucial in this matter is wherever these communities are attacked, like my colleague there in the studio has said, wherever these communities are attacked, then they ferry in the occupying forces, the occupying people to come and occupy the Fulanis that you never know, you have never seen them. They are now coming to occupy the place. They take over the place. They begin their building. They chase the natives. And as I'm talking now, those that do the attack are not the local Fulanis that we know. I grew up knowing our local Fulanis as friends. We even stayed in the same house. We go to school together. But the ones that come to do the attack only use the pretext of having a crisis or a disagreement with a local Fulani. And then they come in the night and do the attack and then recede back to a nearby bush.
Hi, welcome back my people. I know say okay now go down listening to everything this man talk for inside this video now. And my own opinion on this now me I won't give una. Make all of una take his and learn and make everybody learn. Because we learn every day. You know, so okay, the problem is okay with the get for inside this country. We they normally come out and tell una. But that thing keep happening. Una know say okay, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. The three majority people will be so okay then they for inside this country. No be so okay then we get issue with themselves. They be no they get issue with themselves according to this man. This man said that okay before them they live together. They do everything together. They stay together without any issue. But the thing will be say okay, can't they bring issue between them? Now be this, according to him. He said that people will be say okay, them they did for south and southeast. Even people abi. Northern people, even people will say that they did for south and southeast. They always do them or treat them bad. If you hear everything talk well, they always treat them bad, and the thing will be okay even bring the issue of ethnicity to this country. It tell una say okay now that thing where South Anna started. Now it make all this banditry and many other things. But we say okay, the beginning they come to this country started. If not him, he see them be there together, they do their thing together. I don't know how to within he talk they, but to me, the thing will be okay with they always preach for una every day and night is unity. Either una united or una go on a separate way. Because of the way this thing when they bring issue for this country. Now no say okay, many problems we they get. The most problem we they get now be religion and many other things. We they tell now every day religion. Unless religion leave this country, if not, I don't think this country can go forward. It's not as if okay, I'm swearing for this country. I'm not. But that is what we know about this country. This country, religion, and many other things have damaged this country to the extent that this country cannot be repaired. Though the only person who can bring this country back is God, and we are hoping on Him. But the thing is okay, we normally come out and tell una be this. Maybe leave religion aside. It's not as if okay we see make una stop going to church or going to mosque. But in everything we are doing, we should just pardon or abandon. I mean to say abandon religion and keep doing our thing and keep uniting ourselves together for us to have a better nation. And I don't know, so okay, this religion of the thing, the other time, there was a Malam that he came out and be preaching something that doesn't give God glory. While he was even preaching that if I tell you, okay, maybe, though me, personally, 100% Christian, but I have many people who will say, okay, they be Muslim. Where they close, where I don't stay with them before. I know how they preach about their religion, but I don't know the thing where it's okay. They enter some northern people's head. It's not as if it's not all of them, but most of them they come out come they preach religion. Wetin no dey for inside Quran and wetin no dey for inside Bible. Na many of them come outside come they preach. That is why you see okay, this country no one unite or go far. But this thing wey be say okay, me I wan preach for una, na I will keep telling una. It's not as if okay we are preaching here, but we keep telling you guys so that okay, this by of people and many things wey be say okay they are doing to the innocent people of this country, so that it will stop. If we want this thing to stop, we can make it stop, and if we don't want it to stop, it will continue to keep going. That is just it. For those of you guys that heard what this man said, if you have anything okay you want to talk concerning what this man said, you should just drop it in the comment section. Let's talk. And also, if today is your first time, please kindly like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.